Hey my lovelies, I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this week's Facebook card reveals for you all. So, if you were drawn to card number 1, we're going into the energies of the Temperance. Now then, when the Temperance card shows, often this is a sort of bit of a spiritual shift, a bit of a spiritual change. Sometimes this is like a little bit of a time of spiritual ascension or spiritual awakening. Basically, with the Temperance, we're often feeling a little bit caught, we're feeling a little bit stuck between two sort of worlds, two versions of what we want life to be. And we've got this sort of kind of back and forth of emotions with the kind of cups here, and very much sometimes this is sort of torn between sort of the realities of what we would like our world to become, but the sort of physical realization of where we find ourselves. And there's this almost fear, there's this uncertainty of how do I create, how do I manifest the life I truly want. And it's being brave enough to sort of take the leap of faith. It's being brave enough to sort of throw yourself into the deep end and not wait for a perfect time for opportunity, but create a time. So these big sort of angel wings are wanting to kind of guide you forward. They're wanting to move you out of any fears, any worries, any insecurities, and sort of put you into the place that you need to be. Sometimes with the Temperance card as well, we can be outgrowing ideas or belief systems. So if you have been heavily conditioned, if you've been made to believe certain sort of concepts or certain ideas, you might be starting to sort of find that those really don't serve, those really don't sort of sit well with you anymore. So you might be sort of really looking at the truth of everything. So sometimes there's quite a lot of philosophy that comes in with the Temperance card. Not to sort of delve it into like a space of kind of conspiracy theorist ideas, but sometimes when someone has that awakening of like, you know, what's really happening, what's really going on around us, it's that light bulb moment of like, oh, actually this makes sense to why this was being done, you know. So sometimes it's just moving out of the falsehoods of what we're made to believe. Government is a big one with that, but I'm not going to go too into it because that can open up a massive portal, a massive can of worms, which we could be chatting about all day. But yeah, so the Temperance is arising. It's about really doing things your way. If you're caught in fear, if you're caught in uncertainty, take the risk. You never know, it might pay off and it might actually be the best decision you ever made. To give you an example, in my personal world, as many of you know, I used to work in a job that I absolutely hated for many years, at least 10 years. And the straw that broke the camel's back, I was spoken to in such a rude, negative, dismissive way. And I just thought, I've had enough of this. There's more to life than this. And, you know, I was stuck in this energy of the Temperance. My higher self knew there was something better, and these angel wings were sort of ready to carry me and pick me up forward. But I was so caught up in fear because of money and the pressures and the commitments. And then the way I was spoken to one day, I thought, I deserve more than this, actually. And so I left. I had nothing to go to, and that's the point in time when I set myself up as a reader, so dipping one's toe in the water. And I thought, this will go one of two ways. Either this will be great and I'll be able to make a career out of this, or it's going to sort of, you know, not be good and I'm going to have to get another conventional job. And that was what, about 13 years ago, and the rest is history, as they say. So if I can do it, any of you guys can. That's all I'm going to say with this card. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Now then, as we're moving into card number 2, we're going into the energy of the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is coming in to welcome some abundance, some prosperity into your life. Now, this may well be financially. So if things have been a little bit sort of tricky, if you've had some financial disruptions or some financial difficulties, just know and trust that change is happening. Things are going to repair, things are going to get better. That's not going to be your final destination if money has felt a little bit blocked or a little bit hindered. Nine of Pentacles isn't always about monetary stuff as well. Sometimes it's just actually wanting you to pause and take a little bit of a look around and recognize the blessings, recognize all the magic that you do actually have accessible. Because sometimes I think we get so caught up in our problems, in our worries, and the things that are not quite working, the things that are not quite going to plan, a lot of us are a lot richer than we choose to acknowledge or choose to realize. And it's not always about materialistic riches. Sometimes it's about the experiences, the connections that we get to have. But some of us, completely overlook or drop the ball on those things, where we're focusing on one particular area or one piece of tunnel vision. So Nine of Pentacles is really wanting you to sort of just look at your life, look at all the great things that are there. Our worlds are always a work in progress. We're never the finished version or the finished article. I don't think ever, really. But this is wanting to welcome in abundance from, a monetary space, as well as kind of emotional abundance, I guess, really. And if you feel like you really haven't been getting that or haven't got that at the moment, then just know and trust that you can give yourself permission to receive that higher vibration of energy. I just see this as a really good kind of card of living an authentic life, living a very truthful, real life. And sometimes it can feel quite solitary to do that. But we've got this kind of skeleton that's quite happy, chatting away to the sort of skeleton bird. And in the conventional version of this card, there's a lady sort of dressed in rich tapestries talking to a bird on a tree. So she's taking her time. She's not rushing with anything. She can just be at peace with the world. So I think it's sometimes just stopping to take in the beauty, taking in the view around us, because sometimes we put so much pressure or expectation or lower level energies upon ourselves, or we just feel like we accept lower level energies. We actually forget to sort of see the beauty of what's around us already. So yeah, abundance in a few ways is coming in, but definitely if money has felt hindered or a bit restricted, better times are moving forward for you. So be open to the idea of receiving that. Don't listen to this and think, yeah, I can't see how that's going to happen, because you're instantly put in a block. You're instantly slamming the brake on yourself, and that's not beneficial for anybody, So see beyond that if you can. And finally, if you've been drawn to card number 3, we're going into the Two of Cups. Now, Two of Cups is a connection card. A couple of meanings with this. It could well be in your life at the moment that you're embracing and welcoming in some new connections, some new friendship circles. There could be some sort of new spiritual people that are coming into your life. And maybe you're just being open to have that kind of connection and allowing that sort of new vibration of energy in. Often this card shows in a romantic space. So if you're with a partner, maybe it's just about touching base. Maybe it's just about reconnecting with each other, refinding each other. Possibly, maybe you felt a little bit like ships passing in the night. Maybe you haven't been able to have a huge amount of connection time that you would usually get to have. And sometimes it's making a point to just actually stop and do stuff as a couple. I know very often I get accused of sort of, putting a lot of food pictures up on Facebook, because I do, and theatre nights, but that's one of my guilty pleasures. But me and my partner, we need to have those connection times. So that's something we do as a couple, which is great. And we do go places independently, but often we'll go with groups of friends as well. And it's really important for us because it helps with our mental well-being as well. Connecting with great people that really enrich one's life, that really add purpose and value. It's such a nice thing to do. If you're single and you're sort of listening to this part of the reading, then also it could well be that there are going to be some new connections, some new relationships that might forge. So if you're listening to this and you're actually somebody that is single at the moment, it might be that there's somebody great about to sort of step forward or come into your life. And often the best people cross our path when we're not expecting or we're not looking for them. So be open to the idea of love if you're single at the moment, because there could also be somebody great about to step in, or a great connection about to be reached. So depending which sort of phase or cycle or pocket of energy you're in at the moment determines which piece you need to take from this card. But essentially it's connection, it's connecting with great people, people that would never hurt you. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of respect that comes in with the Two of Cups. And I think it's remembering that you can be seen by the right types of energy, you can be seen by the right types of people. You may have been sort of put through some hurts or some hardships in the past, but don't judge the people that are coming into your life or the people that stand with you. Don't judge them through someone else's actions or behaviours. You know, don't bleed on people that have never hurt you, I think is the key message with this. So an interesting one. So going to leave that with you as well. So I hope the cards make sense. Have a beautiful week, and I will look forward to connecting with some of you lovelies throughout the week on Zoom and Facebook. I'm off grid this weekend, having a little bit of rest and recharge, doing an interview on Sunday, so that's going to be fun for something coming very soon. So looking forward to that, which is being recorded. And yeah, I think that's it really. Thank you so much for everybody that's getting behind the tour dates. I know I keep saying it, but I am going to keep saying it because I know a lot of people, I had a couple of people yesterday not even know I was on tour. And it's like, where have you guys been? I've been plugging it for ages. So just to let you know, we've got coming up this month, I'm going to be at the King's Theatre in Gloucester on the 27th of April. It would be great to see you there. And then we also have the following week, I think it's the 4th, I want to say. It's the 4th or the 5th, but it's all on my website. We have Wincanton War Memorial Hall Theatre, or hall, not theatre, but it's like a little theatre. So I'm looking forward to being at both those locations, both those venues. So get booking some tickets, or for any of the other dates as well. Like I say, 4 lists are up on my website. I am looking to try to still get a show booked in Weymouth or Dorchester area. I'm in talks with a few places, so I'm trying to get something confirmed there because I know there's been a lot of interest about me coming that way. I'm also looking potentially into something around Radstock or surrounding areas for later in the year, and maybe 1 or 2 other places. So we'll watch this space on that. But anyway, have a cool one, look after yourselves, and I will see you very soon. Take care, love and blessings. Bye for now.